All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'm Sherry, and today we're going to virtually visit the Mayan Riviera of Mexico. There is so much to do and see in this destination. I have been there so many times, and I've always found something new and exciting to experience at every visit. So before we get started, I just have a couple of housekeeping items for our new viewers. This is a live presentation, so you may have a moment where your screen freezes. Please be patient, and it should correct itself within about 30 seconds. If you are using a handheld device, please open up the screen view and turn it to a landscape view, which is sort of sideways. You can't really see it with my background there, and that'll give you the best view of today's presentation. Screenshots are always welcome, and we will have some contact info that you may want to keep for future reference, as well as website information. And we do have a live chat Q&A function on the right-hand side of the screen. Please put any questions that you may have in the Q&A chat, and we will have our experts answer your questions at the end of their presentations. So let's get started. We got lots to cover today. Today we have Lizzie from the Mayan Riviera Tourist Board. We have Julian from Sunwing Experiences. Both are joining us today from the Mayan Riviera. Lizzie is going to tell us about the Mayan Riviera as a destination, and Julian will be filling us in on transportation and tours in the Mayan. We will also hear from Vonda, who is with one of my favorite resorts, the Royalton Riviera Cancun. And of course, we have two experts from SelloffVacations who are going to share their personal photos and experiences. Manuka from our Brampton office, and we have Marion from our London, Ontario office. So Lizzie did bring us a great video to start us off and to show us why we want to put the Mayan on the top of our travel wish list. Oh, what a great video. Thanks so much for joining us today, Lizzie. How are you doing? Oh, you need to unmute yourself.
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Good. So you're currently in the Mayan Riviera. What's the weather there like today?
It's a beautiful day. It's sunny, breezy, beautiful.
Oh, that's fantastic. So one of my favorite things to do when I'm in the Mayan Riviera is shop. What are the top items I should be purchasing in the Mayan?
Well, you know, in Playa del Carmen specifically, is like the center for shopping and dining and all of that, and also in Tulum. But I really like to shop in these areas because you can find these designer stores they have very unique pieces, and there are a lot of them along the Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen. And also in Tulum, you can find like art shops and a lot of different artistic objects that you can bring home with you as a souvenir. So yeah, I love shopping in that area.
Oh, excellent. When I'm shopping, what sort of currency should I be using? Can I use Canadian currency in destination?
Mostly no. It would be difficult for you to have the the stores receive Canadian dollars. They do take American US dollars, but I would highly recommend you use your credit or debit cards. This is where you can get more control of your currency. You don't need to get your change back in pesos, and also you get the best exchange rate.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. And when I'm shopping, I know sometimes bartering is part of the program in Mexico, but will there be a language barrier when I'm shopping?
Mostly no. You will find surprisingly that English is widely spoken in the Mexican Caribbean. So everywhere you go, people will be able to communicate with you and about being there, going back and forth with the prices. You can do this on markets and with people who are selling crafts in outside little spaces like kiosks and such. But mostly shop owners or people at the stores, they have fixed prices and there is no offering less than what is marked.
Okay, perfect. So food is up next, and that's always on everybody's priority list when traveling. Can you recommend a favorite restaurant of yours in the area?
Oh yes, there are many, but one where you can really experience the regional food of the Yucatan Peninsula and specifically of the Mexican Caribbean is Amate 38. It's on 38th Street, and it's a restaurant that I really like because they have this new way of presenting the regional food, and the chef has shared with me that he goes out of his way to get all of the sauces and the seasonings that are required for the recipes. He goes out to the Maya communities and gets it from the original sources to make sure that these are prepared in the traditional way. So I love going there. They're open for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and I've had fabulous meals there. Also, there are a lot of restaurants that offer international fare. I love one small restaurant called Oh La La, which is a very interesting French fusion as well. So these are things that you should try. And in the area of Tulum, we are watching now some images of Tulum. I love going to restaurants there because they offer different type of, very rustic type of beach restaurants, and the food is very fresh and seafood. It's great over there.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
Can you tell me when's the best time to go if I want to avoid rainy season and have the best weather and when I'm there?
That's an interesting question. What happens is that being in the Caribbean in a tropical destination, rain can happen mostly anytime. But the rainy season officially is from June to September to October, which is also the hurricane season. But so if you're trying to avoid that season, even though you may get amazing, beautiful summer days in that season, I would recommend you come visit in April and May or late October and November. Why do I recommend those dates? First, because you beat the crowds and there's less people traveling in those dates. And the weather is much nicer in terms of not so hot, and your chances of getting a lot of rain are much less.
Yeah. All right. Can you tell me about the beaches? So beaches are, they're pretty important to people when they're traveling. What are the beaches that you recommend that people would visit?
In Riviera Maya, mostly everywhere. The image we're looking at is Playa Paraíso in Tulum. It's one of my favorites if you go to the area of Tulum. But in Riviera Maya, I love Playa Maroma. Playa Maroma is one of the most beautiful beach areas in the whole of Riviera Maya. It's a wide stretch of beach. It's beautiful. and it's calm, and I love that area. But if you want to snorkel, for example, my recommendation would be Puerto Morelos. In Puerto Morelos, which is at the beginning of Riviera Maya, you can actually be on the reef snorkeling in less than 10 minutes on a boat. So it's where the coral reef runs closer to the shore. So yeah, those would be my favorite locations. You're looking now at Playa Maroma. Isn't it beautiful?
It is very, very beautiful. Yeah. So can you tell us, since you're from the destination, what's your best insider tip for visitors to the Mayan Riviera?
I would say that since we have such a wide offer of places to stay at, make sure that you are staying at the type of location you want. If you want an active nightlife, you want to go out places, I would highly recommend you stay close to or in Playa del Carmen, so you can move around on your own and it's easy. You don't need to take taxis in and out. That would be my recommendation if you want to really explore on your own around the hotel. But one thing that you cannot miss is going to the archaeological site of Tulum. I would say that would be, if you've never been here and it's the first time you visit, Tulum is definitely a must see.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. I've been there a few times and the pictures don't do it justice.
Exactly.
So lastly, can you tell us, is the Mayan Riviera reopened for business to Canadian tourists?
Yes, it is. Our government has been very, very careful in protecting first the lives of the people that we live here in Quintana Roo, the state of Quintana Roo, where we are. And secondly, making sure the reactivation of businesses is gradual, and it started back in June 8. So we have been open for about a month now, basically a month just, and it's going well. Hotels have to, they are for all businesses like restaurants, hotels have to install new protocols and sanitary precautions. The state tourism secretary launched a certification program to make sure that more than 250 guidelines are followed by all tourism-related businesses. To date, more than 6,000 companies have applied to get the certification, and this is just a sample of the strong commitment both from the government and the private sector to make sure that people have a safe stay with us and they enjoy their vacation with us. And so hotels, the airport, transportation companies, everyone has joined together in these efforts and in protecting the health of the people, both the locals and our visitors. So yes, we're open and we are getting every week the number of flights, it's increasing. So we are expecting for an end of the summer with still low numbers in occupancy, of course, but very at this point, for example, we are about 20% occupancy, 30%. So this is very good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Thank you for all the great tips. We'll see you in the Q&A in a little bit.
Sure.
Up next, we have Julian, who's also joining us from the Mayan Riviera. Julian is with Sunwing Experiences, and he's one of the friendly faces that you see upon arrival at the resort and at the airport to assist you in destination. So, Julian, are you currently up and running due to COVID?
Hi everyone, thank you. Yes, we are actually open. We received our first guest, as Lizzie were mentioning, we opened back to business 8th of June. In our cases, we got our first guest from USA on June 15th. And since then we receive pretty much new guests from Mexico and the US pretty much every day. So we are back in business and waiting for you.
Okay, great. So can you walk me through a little bit of the precautions that you're taking for airport transportation to and from the resort due to COVID?
For sure. Well, look, with Sunwing, we implemented this series of measures that we call Be Safe with Sunwing a couple of weeks ago already. That's basically a series of measures following the guidelines of the government to guarantee our guests safe experience and also our staff safety, of course. Just gonna run you through some example, but the use of mask and social distancing is obviously compulsory. Every guest we receive at the airport will be offered some hand sanitizing, their luggage and all the units, the minivans you use for transfer will be sanitized. Our drivers wear gloves and also masks. This is like the basic measures on capacity. Just like everyone, we want to make sure everyone is comfortable. So our minivan and buses won't run with more than 60% of their normal capacity. Same thing with our assistants in destination. We tend to be more flexible, meaning we still have our representatives available in the hotel if our guest wants to meet them, but we also have the services of virtual concierge, which are in the back office and available for you to give you all the information you need by video call, just like we are doing right now, for example, or through text, the way you like at the end. And well, just to add something important, we like the important companies here, we received our certification from the World Trade and Tourism Council, and we are following all the guidelines of the different governments of Canada and Mexico, of course.
Okay, that's great. Can you tell me if somebody really wasn't comfortable taking a tour with a bunch of other people, or they've got their own large group that a group of family members that they want to stay with and have a private experience, are there private transportations and private or custom tours that you can offer?
Yeah, for sure. Every guest we received will have the option to apply for a private transfer. That's something since you book, that's something that's going to be offered to the guest. And also on tours, we made it really affordable to look up for private or semi-private tours. On a regular way, all the tours run with 30-40% of their normal capacity. But if you want really something just with your family, we made it really affordable. There is one I'm thinking right now, that's Rio Secreto, like an exploration into the cave that is just amazing. In normal times, you just fit 10 persons, but if you want 2, 3, 4, a party of 5, we can make it happen.
Oh, that's great. So can you tell us a little bit more about what is the most popular tour in the Mayan Riviera that you have, and can you walk us through the experience that someone would have on that tour?
Of course. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone in Canada heard about Chichen Itza, the world famous pyramid. It is probably the most famous one, but the one I really like and the one I definitely recommend is the other pyramid of Coba. Coba is the highest pyramid and the highest Mayan pyramid in the area. The big deal about Coba is that you can still climb it up. That's something really interesting if you dare to do it. It's easy to climb it up. When it's time to get down, you might think it twice, but it's really funny. Good thing about Coba is that you really got to meet and to embrace the Mayan culture. You will meet some of the locals. You would swim into cenotes, and the ruin itself, the pyramid itself, it's just impressive.
Great. It looks awesome. So what's the most unique experience that you offer to guests?
Well, there is so many, but if you want something really out of the game, like out of this world, that would be swimming with a whale shark. That's something I did for the first time last year, and I was just blown away. That's amazing. gentle giants. We call them sharks, but they're more whales than sharks. Don't be too worried. They just eat plankton. They're like 10 to 12 meters long, and we got still have a chance to swim with them, to actually snorkel along them, just in a small period of time. Actually, right now in July, we are right in the season to do that. That's like a once in a lifetime experience.
It's very unique. I don't think I've seen that anywhere that I've been. I didn't even know that option existed, to tell you the truth.
It is really unique and amazing, trust me.
Yeah. So if we have somebody who's visiting the Mayan Riviera for the very first time, what excursion would you recommend they do?
All right, once again, there is so many, like when you have your first meeting with a local representative, you might be like, there is not enough day to fit it all, but one really good excursion for first timers would be the full adventure discovery. It's basically free of the most important places to visit into one day. That's visit the archaeological site of Tulum that Lizzie was mentioning before, and that's one must do definitely. That's also visit the Bay of Akumal. The Bay of Akumal, we know it as the Turtles Bay. That's where you can snorkel and swim along the sea turtles. All this place is natural. They don't expect any net or any interaction. That's just where they live. And also you got to visit one of these amazing cenotes, which are, there is like thousands of them in the area, and you would have definitely have a lot of opportunities to swim in one of them. But the full adventure discovery will give all of those three highlights of the Mayan Riviera into one day.
That's great. So last question, Julian, what's your insider tip for our guests?
Oh, look, I'm not gonna be original here. Like you must go for Mexican food. That's just amazing. Try on some tequila, but to be a little bit more serious about it, Lizzie was mentioning the Mayan, the Fifth Avenue in Playa del Carmen. That's just a place to be, daytime, nighttime. It's always good to go along. Just have I would say get lost a little bit in there, spend a couple of hours, stop by any kind of restaurants you like. There is so many options. That's hard to recommend one, but just go with the vibes. That's the best place to enjoy the Caribs here in the Fifth Avenue.
Oh, thanks so much, Julian. Hopefully I get to see you, and hopefully I get to get down to the Mayan Riviera and I can see you soon. But next up, we've got the Royalton Riviera Cancun, and Vonda is here from the Royalton Riviera Cancun. But before we get her to answer some questions, we do have a quick video tour of the resort to show you. Awesome. Hi, Vonda. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Vonda, you represent the Royalton Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa, along with the adults-only section, the Hideaway at the Royalton Riviera Cancun. I love these resorts. I've been numerous times, and I've always had a great experience. But can you tell us what kind of travelers are best suited for these resorts?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I'm getting an error message, the exact same area where we had problems last time. Can we back up to the thanks for the video and start over again? I just need to reshare the screen. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I had
Okay.
myself muted for whatever reason.
Yeah, sorry.
I said just let us know when you're ready for us to start over.
Yeah, no worries. I'm so sorry, guys. I just don't want to take a chance on this bombing again. 2 seconds here. Crap. I think I know what the problem was last time now. It's that video, it stays up in the background for some reason.
Oh, so then it gets stuck.
More videos. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah. Where are we at? You can see the restaurant on the screen.
Yep. Then the spa now.
All right.
Yep. You ready for me to go?
And just 2 more seconds here. Yeah. I'm so sorry about that, Vonda. I hope I didn't wreck your groove. Just ask the first question again. And yeah, you can go, Sherry.
All right. Okay. Hi, Vonda. You represent the Royalton Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa, along with the adults-only section, the Hideaway at the Royalton Riviera Cancun. I love these resorts. I've been to them both numerous times, and I've always had a great experience. Can you tell us what kind of travelers are best suited for these resorts?
Yes, that's a great question. I'm glad you love them. I love them as well. These are perfect for families of all shapes and sizes. So it's for the discerning traveler who wants a family-friendly experience at our Royalton and that are looking for an all-inclusive brand that really suits them. And it can keep them entertained from morning to night, as you saw in the video. And then our Hideaway at Royalton properties offer the elevated privacy, enhanced level of service for the guests who want an 18 and over adult getaway, but they still want to get together with a family. So whether it's a multi-gen situation or a destination wedding, they're a perfect combination.
Yeah, that's for sure. So what's one thing that stands out as unique or special at these resorts?
Well, our splash parks for sure. And then the supervised teen clubs and kids clubs, all the non-motorized water sports, everything being included. So you're not getting nickeled and dimed. So that's great. And then the online connectivity is also super important. And we found that it makes our guests very happy to be able to have that high-speed Wi-Fi for all your devices throughout the property, even in your rooms. So that definitely is something that makes us unique, as well as the amazing food and beverage options at prices that you can't beat.
Yeah, that Wi-Fi is really good. Like you can actually be sitting on the beach watching Netflix with that Wi-Fi if you wanted to. I don't know why you'd want to do that on holidays, but you can.
Yeah, but it's nice for some people who have to work or just want to stay in touch with family and friends. It is really nice to have that.
Yeah, that's for sure. So what's the most common compliment that you do receive from people who have stayed at your resorts?
I hear most, I would say, about how amazing the food is. And I'm a foodie, so I can definitely appreciate that. To me, it makes or breaks a getaway. If you have some bland or bad food, it's going to ruin your trip. So it's really great. Our guests come back raving about our food. The steaks at our steakhouse, they're just, you can't beat them. They're unbelievable.
Well, speaking about the food, what's your favorite dining experience at the resorts?
Oh, goodness, it's hard to choose, but I would say it would be a toss-up between Hunter Steakhouse, which you can see right there, and the Caribbean Grill. Caribbean Grill has so many seafood options and just the coolest decor.
Yeah, those were my two picks too. So definitely my favorites. And if you were going to splurge on a special room or an upgrade, what would it be exactly?
I would have to say, if I'm going to splurge, I'm going to just splurge all the way and go for the Diamond Club Luxury Chairman's 2-bedroom suite oceanfront. So, you know, it's popular with celebrities, professional athletes for a reason. It's the creme de la creme. It has the private balcony, indoor jacuzzi, and then it has, you'll see a pool table in the living room. It has a dining table, large terrace, and breathtaking views of the ocean. So it's perfect for the entire family.
Yeah, I would say so. Your family and your extended family too, I think.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of our viewers would like to know what COVID safety measures are being taken at the resort.
Yes, we take it very seriously, and we are very happy to tell you that we have this 360 approach that we're doing, the clean approach, and we're diamond cleaning our rooms. So we're pleased to let you know that with the advanced sanitation measures, we are also doing the physical distancing and the 360-degree approach. We also have an international safety assurance team, all to provide you with a safe and comfortable guest journey for every step of the way.
Great. One last question, Vonda. What's your insider tip for visitors to the Mayan Riviera?
Oh, it's going to go back to the food because that's me. The coffee shop, we call it, well, it's a cafe, and it's got the gelatos and has cappuccinos, espressos, and ice cream. So when my 19-year-old son went with me a couple of years ago to one of the resorts, that was his favorite place for sure. But it's also mine. I love coffee, ice cream, pastries.
I'm not going to lie. I've gone every morning, every time I've been.
Yes, it's so great. It's like having a free, upscale coffee shop that you just have access to all the time. It's very nice without that big bill. And then the Score Sports Bar is just so unique. And I love that you can watch your favorite sporting event. And it has the coolest decor with the tennis ball tables, grass bar. And it's just a fun sports bar. And you get to enjoy your favorite sports. And you don't miss a game because we have our sports event guarantee. We subscribe to all the major networks, and it brings top sporting events to a number of the 26 flat screen TVs. And while you're there, you can enjoy your favorite grilled and pub foods, such as chicken wings, handmade hamburgers, poutine. So again, more good food, and watch your favorite sporting events. So I would say definitely check that out as well. Make sure you check those places out when you're staying at Royalton Riviera Cancun.
For sure. I can't wait to get back to the resort. Thank you so much for your insights today, Vonda.
Thank you.
Manuka and Marian from SelloffVacations are going to share their memories of the Mayan Riviera with us. Manuka, can you tell us about your vacation?
Sure. Thank you, Sherry. Hello, everyone. I'm Manuka. I'm the manager of the Brampton, Ontario office. I've been in the travel industry for 16 years and been with SelloffVacations for the last 3 years. During this time, I was lucky enough to visit Mexico and the Mayan Riviera. One of the excursions I chose to do was the full-day tour to Chichen Itza. We were picked up from our hotel around 8 in the morning, and our first stop was to have a look at a cenote. These are natural sinkholes. These underground waterways are thought to be used as paths to the afterlife by the Mayans. This picture shows a look down from the top of the cenote where we gathered to check if we were going to take a dip in the fresh water. That's me on the stairway that leads to get into the actual cenote. The water looks clean, but as our tour guide explains, some cenotes are very deep. Therefore, I opted out of the swim. We spent about 2 hours looking around, and some of the others did swim. Then our next stop was a nice souvenir shop with a washroom break. There were shops here where you can actually order an astrological Mayan sacred calendar. which is believed to be the oldest calendar in the world. With your name and date of birth, you can order your special Mayan reading too. The first part in the slide is what my husband ordered. Once you order your reading, it would be ready to be picked up on your way back to the hotel. The other pictures are some of the souvenirs we picked up from Chichen Itza. If you order your reading, just make sure you tick the box marked English. Otherwise, like my husband, you will end up with a full reading in the ancient Mayan language or Spanish. Just be careful. You can also purchase silver from these shops. Tip here is to make sure it carries the 925 stamp. Then our next stop was an actual Mayan village where we had lunch. The food was different and unique. There was lots of grains, vegetables, corn tortillas, pork chook, that's grilled pork. In this clip, you see me standing next to Apo, who is a direct descendant of the Mayan people. Finally, we came to the very famous Chichen Itza, which was one of the largest Mayan cities back in the day. There is less vegetation here and very limited in shade. The picture shows some of the trees around leading to the pyramids. My advice is to wear a large brimmed hat, carry a lot of water and sunscreen. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to climb the pyramids anymore due to the whole area being a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The pyramids are quite tall, as you see in the pictures. This is me standing next to the Castello temple. This slide shows the vast area of the village, and it says that the Mayans played a ball game here called Poker Talk. My next excursion was to the Xcaret Park. This was a tropical jungle trail with animals throughout the park. This is the entrance where you can see colorful parrots and flamingos. The park is designed for everyone, to all age groups. We've spent the full day here. It was quite an adventure. There are horse exhibitions, coral reef aquariums, butterfly pavilions that you can visit. There is also an underground river which runs from one end of the park to another. I did swim the full river this time. There are mangroves, caves, and many more things to see when swimming. The most important tip I have for you is to pack your own eco-friendly sunscreen, which you can purchase from your local pharmacy, as it's quite expensive to purchase at the park. Last but not least, I want to let you know that you should stay for the Xcaret Mexico Spectacular Show. It starts at 7 p.m. and runs for about 2 hours. The show is centered around the Mexican history and culture. Hope this helps you to decide on your next vacation to Mexico. Thank you, and next is my colleague Marian.
Thank you, Manuka. Hi, everyone. I'm Marian from the London, Ontario branch. I have been in the travel industry for 23 years and with SelloffVacations coming up to 19 years. One of my favorite destinations over the years has been the Mayan Riviera. I have been many, many times and stayed at several different resorts along the Mayan coast. One of my favorites is the Eldorado Casitas. It's an adult-only resort by Charisma. The rooms are so luxurious and clean, with a beautiful private balcony, with a bed on the balcony as well. They have 24-hour butler service and the great outdoor shower. Right off the bathroom is an outdoor shower, which is quite neat to have in your room. The food is incredible, delicious. They have a 10,000 square foot greenhouse on the property where they grow their own vegetables and fruits. That's quite a sight to see as well. The beaches are very, very nice in front of the resort. Also Wi-Fi throughout. One of the excursions that I went on was the parasailing, sailing through the sky on a thrilling parasailing ride. It's a little scary at first. You really gotta think about it and decide if you really want to do it, but it was fun. It was the incredible views of the Caribbean and the sandy beaches, and it was a great spectacular experience. The parasailing flight is about 12 minutes long. There are age restrictions, 12 years and up, Approximate cost about $120, and it was well worth it. One of the next excursions that we were on were to the amazing Tulum archaeological site. And as you can see, it was built originally as a fort during the dying days of the Mayan Empire. It overlooks the Caribbean Sea, and that the Tulum area of the Caribbean was voted 4th best beach in the world. You can go down the stairs during your tour and go on the beach, go in the beach. That was quite refreshing after a nice hot day. Lots of walking throughout, so you'll definitely want to wear your comfortable shoes and bring a hat and good sunscreen as well. We also, just after visiting the ruins, we also went into a freshwater cenote and took part in a traditional Mayan purification system. So what an spectacular event. We certainly enjoy the Mayan, and pre-book your excursions before you go and pay in Canadian dollars, or book them through the Sunwing experience when you get to the hotel. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Thank you so much, Manuka and Marian, for sharing your personal vacations with us. So Shannon, one of our moderators, has been compiling your viewer questions for our experts. Shannon, can you please let us know what the viewers are asking?
I definitely can. Thank you, everybody. Lots of great information through the presentation. I definitely have quite a few questions here we'll go through. Julian, I'll ask you the first one.
Sure.
Someone asked, are you implementing that your customers wear masks?
Yeah, yes, we do. I mean, anyone that goes into a shared transfer, even though we reduce the capacity of our units, if you share a minivan or bus with another family, for example, you would have to wear masks in our transfer. Same thing goes with a tour. Every tour company, they will ask you to wear masks during transportation.
Okay.
Everywhere you can be in touch with other people, you are asked to wear a mask.
Okay, perfect. So if they're on a transfer bus with other customers that they don't know, then they would have to wear masks.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Vonda, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How are you managing the food and beverage? What would be happening with your buffets, for instance?
Sure. Yes, so we still have our buffets, but we have obviously taken precautions as well. So we have our staff will be serving the food. So you can point to what you'd like on the other side of the glass, and they will put it on the plate for you.
Okay, that sounds great. I'll give you another one here, Vonda, since you're on the screen. Is the Royalton Riviera Cancun in Cancun, or is it closer to Playa del Carmen?
It's in Riviera Maya area, so it's a little further south than Cancun. And we do have a Royalton in the hotel zone in Cancun as well, called Royalton Suites Cancun.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
But it's definitely not a very far drive from the airport, speaking from personal travels, for sure, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Lizzie, I'm going to ask you a question here.
Sure.
I think you can probably answer this best. Are the airports or airlines in Mexico required to do a temperature check before boarding the plane for the return flight to Canada?
There in the Cancun airport, in the international Cancun airport, there are thermographic cameras. So as you walk by, these cameras are taking images, and if they notice an increase of temperature on one passenger, you will be asked to step aside so you can answer some questions and they can check your temperature. But basically, nobody is checking everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just kind of a random.
No, it's not random.
Nope.
As you walk by,
Everybody that goes through.
the cameras are, you can see on the cameras who has a higher temperature.
Okay.
Because this,
Interesting.
yeah, these cameras react to temperature.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you for that, Lizzie. Manuka, I have a
Yes,
question
ma'am.
here for you. Someone mentioned that they are interested in the Margaritaville Resort. Do you have any information on that?
Yes, I do. So the Margaritaville resorts in the Mayan Riviera are they're brand new. So far, what they have opened is the one, it's the Margarita Island Reserves Riviera Cancun. The Riviera Maya and the QUINTANA one is going to be opened in 2021. But these are the first kind that has been opened for the Margarita Islands resorts. So they
Okay.
have the laid-back luxury, like the all-inclusive experience. So they have the junior suites and different kinds of rooms. If anyone wants more information, they can always shoot me an email at brampton@selloffvacations.com. Sorry, I'll be happy to help them out. Thank you.
Excellent. That sounds like might be a popular option.
Yeah.
Marion, I have a question for you. Someone asked how much. No worries, Marion. Someone asked how much private transportation from the airport to the resort would be.
Private transfers can run approximately $90 round trip to up to $120 round trip, depending on how far down the coast that you go. They can be purchased as well before from Sunwing.
Okay. And would that be per person?
Yes, per person round
Okay.
trip.
Excellent. Good. And I have another one here for you, Marion. Someone else asked, when is Sunwing planning to fly to Cancun again? Do we know?
The tentative date for Sunwing to fly is August 1st. So
Excellent.
we hope that happens. I'm sure it will.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you so much, Marion.
You're welcome.
Julian, I have another question for you as well.
Okay.
Are customers able to book private excursions or tours?
Yes, of course. I mean, that is not all of them, because there is some parks where obviously it's hard to get into just the park of Xcaret just for yourself. But most of our excursions are available at affordable price for private options.
Okay.
So that's no problem. To get more information, you can contact, like, if you want, before you travel, check with your travel agent at Selloff without any problem.
Absolutely.
You can also, once you're in destination, check out with our virtual concierge or your rep in the hotel.
For sure. I think that might be popular for families
Exactly.
in the future. Thank you very much. Vonda, I have a few more questions for you as well.
Alrighty.
What is the beach like in front of the Royalton Riviera Cancun? Is there seaweed along the water area, and what is the sand like?
Okay, it's a beautiful beach, and it has some powdery sand, and it's a nice long stretch of beach. So it's really great for playing volleyball or going out for the swim, whatever you'd like to do. They do get seaweed on occasion. Obviously, that's not something we can control, but
No.
what we can do is have our team out there, and they're out there first thing in the morning and doing everything they can to get that cleaned up so that it's not an issue for you.
For sure, and I can attest to that, as I've stayed at this property, and they're out there all day long cleaning the seaweed off the beach to make it more pleasurable for their guests. So definitely work really hard. And one more here for you, Vonda. Someone asked, is it an open ocean in front of the Royalton, and is the water rough with undertows?
It is open, so
Yeah,
it's not
it's
like
water.
in a bay, if
Yeah.
that's what they're, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really nice, and we've got some great sky wedding options, so you can be overlooking the water. It's fabulous.
Mhm.
As far as an undertow, that I would have to check on. That I don't know the answer to. I've not experienced it myself there. So.
I don't remember that when I've stayed there. I can't recall that there was, but Definitely something one of our agents could look into for them as well, Manuka or Marion. Thank you so much, Vonda. And I have one more question for today, and it's for you, Manuka.
Yes, Shannon.
Someone was saying they're hesitant to book because of the pandemic. Are you able to talk about some of the flexible booking terms our suppliers have put in place?
Yes, sure. Different suppliers have different terms and conditions. So, for example, Sunwing, they're very lenient. They still have the $250 deposits reduced to 100, and instead of 45 days, the balance payment is 25 days. Air Canada Vacations, on the other hand, have 45 days still the balance due dates. But depending on the situations, there are flexibility of date changes with fees, or sometimes they do actually waive the fees also. Because of the situation, everything is possible. So I would always say just give us a call and we can explain in details how it would work.
Yes.
Because thank you.
Absolutely, because all the suppliers definitely have different terms, but they definitely seem to be working with customers for sure. So thank you so much,
Yes.
Manuka.
You're welcome.
And Sherry, we'll put it back to you. That was the end of our questions.
Great. Thank you, Shannon. And a huge thank you to all of our experts that joined us today. So if you had a question and we weren't able to answer it, our moderators, Shannon and Pam, will be on the chat to answer for another 10 minutes or so. Also, you can call SelloffVacations at 1-877-735-5633. We're open in the evening until 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we would definitely have an agent there that would be able to answer your questions. As well, feel free to contact Manuka. She would love to hear from you. And again, her email is brampton@selloffvacations.com. And we have Marion again from London. She's more than happy to answer your questions too. And her email is london@selloffvacations.com. So again, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.